Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a look at something really foundational in its field, the 10th edition of Rutherford's Vascular Surgery and Endovascular Therapy.
That's right. 45 years ago, the first edition came out, and this latest one,
Yeah,
well, it really marks how far vascular surgery has, come.
exactly. And our deep dive today is based on the preface and introductory sections of this two-volume work.
Yeah, think of it like understanding the backstory, the blueprint behind a massive project. These bits give us the context, not just for the book itself, but really for how a whole critical area of medicine evolves and the teamwork involved. It's incredible.
Right. And okay, obviously this is the book for vascular surgeons, interventional radiologists, cardiologists.
Sure, specialists.
But we want to explore why it should be interesting for, well, pretty much anyone curious about how medical knowledge actually develops, the dedication it takes for experts to build something this comprehensive.
It's a great point. It offers insights beyond just surgery.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Where better to start than with the person whose name is on the cover, Dr. Robert Rutherford.
Ah, yes. Dr. Rutherford.
Yeah.
Truly an iconic figure, recognized everywhere. The preface nails it, his impact on educating people, from students to, seasoned clinicians.
Yeah.
It's just immeasurable.
It really highlights how one person's drive to share knowledge can fundamentally shape an entire field.
Absolutely.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Could even Dr. Rutherford himself have foreseen just how huge, how foundational this textbook would become?
It's a fascinating thought. I mean, probably not the full extent. And it really says something that he eventually entrusted the future of this work to the Society for Vascular Surgery, the SVS.
Good point. And the SBS is hitting its own milestone, right?
Yeah, 75 years. Founded back in 1946. It's quite a history there, too.
And to get a real feel for that history, that journey, think about this contrast they mentioned.
Oh, yeah, the first meeting versus now. It's striking.
The very first SVS meeting, 1947, just 9 presentations. And get this, mostly about venous disease, like clots and veins.
Right, including the presidential address and the whole program.
Fit on a single page.
Incredible. Now jump forward to the 2021 Vascular Annual Meeting.
Completely different world.
Hundreds of presentations. And you're accessing it all through a mobile app,
That difference, that explosion in scale and scope, it perfectly mirrors the massive leaps in, well, everything. Diagnosing, treating arterial venous diseases over those 75 years.
It's not just progress, it's a total transformation of the field.
Absolutely. And capturing that ongoing evolution, that's clearly what the editors of this 10th edition were aiming for, making sure it's got the absolute latest info.
Which is crucial because medicine just doesn't stand still. Ever.
And speaking of change, even the title of the book itself evolved.
Right. With the 9th edition, it became Rutherford's Vascular Surgery and Endovascular Therapy.
So that wasn't just a minor tweak.
No, not at all. It signaled, as they put it, a dramatic evolution, basically recognizing how central endovascular therapy had become.
Maybe quickly explain endovascular therapy for listeners.
Sure. It's essentially treating blood vessel problems from the inside, using catheters, wires, stents, balloons.
Yeah.
Often less invasive than traditional open surgery. It really revolutionized things.
Got it. So, taking over the editorship of this book, that's a heavy lift. The current editors, Dr. Citadooi and Pearllor, they mention their deep professional pride and responsibility.
And you can feel it. They led the 9th and now this 10th edition. Their dedication really comes through when they talk about producing this latest version.
They clearly see it as vital for clinicians trying to give the best care and also as carrying on Dr. Rutherford's original vision.
Exactly. And they make a pretty bold claim, too.
Which is
that even now, almost 50 years on, this book is still the definitive reference text. They even call it the Bible of vascular surgery.
wow, the Bible. That's saying something.
It carries weight. But it's not just about, preserving the past. They really emphasize this core belief. The book needs constant improvement.
So even though the 9th edition was well received,
They went right back at it, determined to make the 10th even better. That commitment to refining, improving. It's essential when the field itself is moving so fast. New tech, new understanding, all the time.
and that increasing complexity seems to be a huge driver.
Right.
The editors point that out, the sheer speed of technological advances, the explosion of information about vascular disease.
Precisely. Practicing medicine, especially vascular surgery, it's just getting increasingly complex and challenging, no doubt about it.
So these 2 volumes, they're trying to capture that whole picture.
That's the goal, the totality of care, as they say.
Yeah.
everything vascular specialists provide.
Which includes, well, obviously open surgery, the traditional stuff.
Right. And the newer endovascular therapies we mentioned, but also, crucially, the medical management side, managing the disease across the board.
Plus diagnostics, the underlying science, and even the business of medicine.
Yeah, they cover that too. How practices run, the economics, all that practical stuff. It's all part of the modern reality.
Okay, so how do they organize all this? It sounds massive.
It is. 207 chapters, grouped into 32 focus sections.
207.
Yeah. But what's really helpful, they say, is that most chapters include these concise yet very comprehensive diagnostic and therapeutic algorithms.
Algorithms, like flowcharts for decision making.
Exactly. Sort of a quick reference guide, a roadmap for tackling specific problems. Super practical for clinicians in the thick of it.
That sounds incredibly useful. So the increase in chapters isn't just about cramming more in.
No, it's also about focus. Shorter, more targeted chapters make it easier to find what you need quickly. Plus, they added topic listings at the start of each chapter. Streamlines things.
And the people writing these chapters, the authors.
Top-notch. The editors stress they were carefully selected. A real mix, multidisciplinary experts, national and international leaders, the innovators driving the field.
So you're getting the absolute cutting edge.
That's the idea. Representing the latest science, the newest treatments, they actually claim no other text can match the level of expertise assembled in this one book.
That's a strong statement. And they mentioned multidisciplinary.
Yeah, that's key. Experts from different medical specialties, basic science researchers,
Yeah.
plus a lot of international authors. It gives this really broad global perspective.
Which totally reflects how healthcare works now, right? Lots of collaboration needed.
Absolutely. And knowledge isn't confined by borders anymore. Having that international input is vital.
Now, 10th edition, you expect updates, but it sounds like the revisions here were extensive.
Oh, completely. Every single chapter from the previous edition was revised, and in some cases, totally new authors brought in.
That shows a serious commitment to keeping things current.
Essential in a field like this.
Yeah.
And expanding the chapters let them add brand new topics, reorganize things logically, cover stuff that just wasn't there before because the information grew so fast.
So it covers the common stuff you see daily, but also the rarer things.
Definitely. They mentioned the full spectrum from everyday vascular issues to what they call esoteric challenges. Things like vascular problems linked to cancer or pediatric vascular issues. Really specific stuff.
And areas like endovascular treatment, especially for complex aneurysms, that must be constantly changing.
Hugely. So that info is thoroughly updated. Latest techniques, latest devices for aortic aneurysms, things like that.
What about that business of medicine section? You said that was revised.
Completely revised, yes, with chapters specifically on managing multidisciplinary centers, running outpatient vascular clinics, even handling outpatient dialysis care. Very practical concern.
Reflects the real world of practice today.
Exactly. Efficiency, cost-effectiveness, different care models. It's all in there.
And what's this about a new section on technology and social media?
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Brand
Yeah.
new. Covers things like marketing your practice, using the internet and social media effectively for patient education, communication, and even telemedicine for vascular surgeons.
Wow. That really shows how much technology is woven into everything now, even specialized surgery.
For sure. It's part of the tool.
And they still cover those tricky, less common conditions.
Yep. Things like medial arcuate ligament syndrome, vascular reconstructions during cancer surgery, complex regional pain syndrome, chronic compartment syndrome. The really challenging cases are still detailed.
So real depth and breadth.
Mm-hmm. And importantly, despite all the focus on endovascular, they haven't neglected open surgery.
The traditional techniques. Still important.
Absolutely critical. There are dedicated chapters on surgical approaches, techniques, complete with detailed illustrations, even videos. It reinforces that you really need mastery of both open and endo methods.
So who is this book ultimately for?
Well, the editors aim wide, practicing vascular surgeons, interventional radiologists, cardiologists, obviously, but also very much for trainees, residents, fellows, med students, and allied health professionals, too.
Trying to make it broadly valuable.
Right. And they specifically highlight its value for trainees prepping for board exams and things like that. It's designed to be that comprehensive educational foundation.
Now, something we have to acknowledge, this whole thing was produced during the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, that's quite something. The editors mentioned the unprecedented stress everyone was under. Healthcare systems, individuals, just immense pressure.
So, huge credit to the team.
Absolutely. They give a big thank you to the 12 associate editors, Doctors Aburama, Olivola, Brown, Duncan, Ite, Forbes, Harris, Henko, Hobala, Rowe, Upchurch, and Velasquez. Managing all that content under those conditions must have been incredibly tough.
And the contributors themselves, over 350 of them.
Yeah, writing up the latest info, creating algorithms, often while dealing directly with the pandemic on the front lines. That level of dedication is just, wow, really commendable. Speaks volumes about the community.
Definitely. And we shouldn't forget the production team at Elsevier.
No, they get acknowledged too. Joni Milnes, Jessica McCool, Jana Sauch, pulling together a project this massive and complex, especially then, serious hard work.
So wrapping up their intro, they thank the SVS and its publications committee for the trust.
Right. And their final hope is pretty simple, that the book proves valuable for education and ultimately helps improve care for patients with vascular disease. They call it a truly must-have resource.
So recapping our dive into just the preface and intro, it's clear this 10th edition of Rutherford's is way more than just an updated textbook.
Oh, absolutely. It's really a reflection, a snapshot of just how much vascular care has advanced, how complex it's become over, nearly half a century.
It really drives home the sheer dedication involved, the collaboration, the constant push for more knowledge needed to create something like this.
It does. And it makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About that relentless evolution happening across all of medicine. The experts constantly working to figure things out, push boundaries, all aiming for better patient outcomes.